Hopefully we'll get some good matchups for it. The bot is dead right now, unfortunately. Actually, I think I have it on my copy paste. Yeah, here it is. The bot's dead. It's dead. It's dead, Jim. And the resource system in this game is better than Magic. I love the shard system so much more than how lands work. So the deck that I'm playing right now is a combo deck, and the combo that we aim to get online is we play this card called Ziggy, which Ziggy says whenever you play an action, all other actions in all zones, so in your discard pile, your hand, your deck, with the same name get -1 cost. And this Eternal Youth card is a lot like the Ragefire card in that after you cast it, it says the escalation mechanic like Ragefire does. It returns itself to your deck and gets bigger. So eventually you just get a bunch of Eternal Youths in your deck and you just keep gaining a bunch of life as you draw them. Ooh, and then we hit a Prophesized card here. And now my next Arcane Focus is going to be free. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this resource, and then I'm going to play this free Arcane Focus, looking for a Diamond Threshold, which we found plenty of here. So I'm going to go ahead and play this Howling Brewgas Plains as a Diamond. I'm going to go ahead and play this Eternal Youth, which you see now costs 2, so we gained 4 life and it now costs 2. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here. I could offer this trade. I don't think he'll take this trade, so I think this is 2 free points of damage. I feel like he's not going to take this trade, so this attack is free. I'm not blocking. Yeah, so I'm definitely not blocking because I want this to live, and he wants this to live more than I want this to live, I think, so he's not going to. Colts. That's funny. Another Ruiner Hierophant. So we're not super worried about this, so I'm going to let this hit us. And the reason why I'm going to let this hit us and make a Rhino is because I want to be able to return this Thunderfield Seer to my hand with this Yesterday. Yesterday returns all troops to their owner's hand, so even though he has a Rhino here, he's going to kind of be off tempo a little bit. And then I want to be able to replay this out and re-prophesize with it, essentially. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here. And we're just basically trying to live until we cast this Mass Polydingler or start looping our life. So this turns all of my opponent's troops in play and their hand into 0/1. Super powerful. So I'm just going to go ahead and cast Yesterday now to preserve my life total. Are you asking how the resource system works, Mike? Is that what you mean by crystals, like the shards? And then he'll activate that and then play another one probably. Yeah, that's fine. It's possible I'm supposed to take a hit there and then end step bounce everything. It's definitely a real possibility. Let's go ahead and play Thunderfield Seer and play Starcaller Ancient. So we're 2 turns away from jamming this Mass Polydingler down his throat. I think I got a double chump here. You could also have a Borean Rootfather here, which is a little terrifying. Yeah, I think I'm just going to double chump. Just like preserve my life total, because if either of these hits us, he makes another Rhino. Check out the top of this article. The very first thing I do is explain how the resource system works. Zig, when this attacks, void the top card of your deck. You can play this for free. That's fine. So I'm going to play this Thunderfield Elder, and then I'm going to go ahead and activate my champion ability. Now, this Thunderfield Elder is prophesied onto the same thing as my Seer, which you've probably heard me talk about on here before, is very powerful. Hopefully, they're both on an Eternal Youth. Repel, destroy target attacking troop, draw a card, copy it. That's a little medium because we can't target these attacking troops. And next turn, we're going to mass Polydingler and use all of our resources. Okay, so this we're going to Transmogrifade, and the reason why I'm Transmogrifating is because Transmogrifating it removes speed from it, hopefully. It also turned it into a 4/4, so we take 4 less damage. So he's going to attack us with these guys, and that's going to deal... we're going to chump one of the 6/6s and then take 11 and go down to 11. What did he void? He voided a Howling Brave, so we can play a Howling Brave for free. And then next turn, we're going to play our 8th resource and mass Polydingler our opponent. Now, it doesn't matter what troops he has in play or in his hand, because they are all going to turn into 0/1s. Just like the bee's knees of sweepers. And then we just have to fade some draw steps from him and hopefully find an Eternal Youth or Prophecies cards. And look at that, just all troops in his hand. His green-red troop deck. He's got a bunch of big, silly dinglers. Ring-a-ding-ding to raise. That's the first time we've raised our dinglers in a while, isn't it? That is. Raise them up, fam. Raise them up. And we're flooding out here a little bit, but, you know, Mass Dingler's a powerful card and got the jump on our opponent, so... Cheese Smite is very good, so this creates a random cheese for my opponent every turn. Alright, still just flooding a little bit here. Hopefully he attacks with Cheese Smite, and then we get to go ahead and repel it. This will draw us 2 cards because it copies itself and it draws a card. And now even though this doesn't have a target anymore, it still draws a card. Another Ziggy is not great. Hopefully he didn't hit a Cheese Goliath and he just hit the gain 1. It's a Cheese Goliath. That's unfortunate. So we're dead in 2 now. And we just continue. You need to be careful, bud. You could have hurt your dad. Yeah, you're crazy. So unfortunately we are dead in 2. We really just kind of flooded out here after we stabilized with the Dingler. It's unfortunate. So we've got some live draws here. I think we just want to run off some Eternal Youths. We don't really have any Prophesized Eternal Youths, which is really what we want. It's unfortunate that our Prophecies hit that repel. Oh, there's an Eternal Youth, and this Eternal Youth gains us 8 life, because it's the second Eternal Youth we've played this game, so... buys us a turn. We're mostly just treading water at this point. I think we're pretty... We kind of need to hit like another Mass Polydingler basically to like take this off the table, or like another Purge or something. And unfortunately, we needed to hit that mass of cards before we flooded out here. We need to like hit one of those inside of the repel, so... Unfortunate there. Actually, what we need to do is we need to hit another... We needed to hit another Eternal Youth just long enough so we could activate our champion ability. So, hit the rough side of variance a little bit 2 different ways there. First, we just flooded out, and then second, our opponent hit the 1 and 3 to hit the cheese that he needed to beat us there. We probably want the extra Eternal Youth in this matchup. Alright, so... I'm going to bring in the Seagulls because they're good blockers. I'm bringing the extra Eternal Youth because we often want to be padding our life total against a more aggressive deck like this. And we got 1 Chronic Bandits in the main deck, so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and submit like this. I think these kind of clunky, non-interactive mid-range decks are usually pretty good matchups for us. Hand's a little slow, but I think it's keepable. Definitely keepable on the play, I think. Yeah, both of our double thresholds. Hopefully it doesn't have turn 2 Runeer. That's the first part of turn 2 Runeer. Not going to miss. Not going to miss that interaction at all. I'm going to go Ziggy into focus. Grab an Elder. And again, before I start prophesizing, I want to get the maximum number of Eternal Youths into my deck because our ideal setup is getting Eternal Youths that are prophesized. Hex is completely free to play. So I'm going to go ahead and cast this Eternal Youth. Chief Smith's the slow to get going, so you can just search Hex on Steam, Hex Shards of Fate, and you'll be able to find it and get started. Puck's a little scary. So Puck activates as an accelerant, and it gives him a resource for every troop that costs 5 or more in his hand, which could be a lot of them. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play Lanupaw's Sight out here. Prophesize a bunch of stuff. We could get a Borean Rootfather next turn, which would be really scary. That card's an 8/8 and has speed. And deal damage to us. Man, this deck is going to just be completely gone with the new set because it's losing direct damage and hexproof for the Hierophant. Alright, he just got bad cheese. Got some stanky cheese. That's the stanky cheese. Every turn he gains a life. So we're going to play the Starcaller Ancient, and then hopefully I'm going to play this and then draw an Eternal Youth that's prophesized. That would be hot. Alright, this is bad. Maybe I shouldn't have played this out because we can get Crocosword here. Be a Crocosword, I'm just going to feel real awful. Oh, they always have the Croc too. He didn't play anything last turn. Maybe his hand's all air. Maybe just one time. Sweet. Okay, well, I'm definitely trading here. Snap that off. Can no longer get crocked. Hopefully we don't draw a resource next turn. We really want to draw the action that Thunderfield Elder prophesies onto. Whatever it is, I don't care. And that's perfect. So this draws a card when we play it, and it copies itself. So this one gains 8, and then that got copied, and then this is... Oh, I messed up. I forgot to play this Ziggy out first. I was so excited that we were starting to combo that I forgot to play Ziggy. And look, and there, yep, okay, and now this is, as I said, we're just going off here. So these Eternal Youths, when they copy, even the copies go back into our deck, and they're free to play because we've got a Ziggy on the board. And our opponent concedes. No, come back! I wasn't done gaining life! I was having fun, opponent! He's so rude, Jake. He ruined all of our fun. Am I supposed to have Meeks in this matchup? I feel like I'm supposed to have Meeks in this matchup. Meek's like kill his pucks and his G-Smiths. Let's just try it. There is not a life cap. In fact, there's multiple. If you look on, there's a YouTube channel linked below the stream. That's all my archives go up in there. They're broken down by deck. Some of the past Eternal Youth streams we've gotten well over 10,000. It's good enough. That's probably fine. It's a little slow. It's not good enough if you do turn twos. Past millions. Okay, fair. I should have played the Howling Bluegrass Plains first there. Alright, oh, we hit Eternal Youth. That's pretty good. Do I want to just start Eternal Youth thing? I think I do. Periwinkle's kind of scary, but yeah, I think we just want to get it. We want max Eternal Youths in our deck when we Thunder Field Elders. So that way when we start copying them, when we copy, we have the maximum chance to hit it. I mean, there'll be a different Ruby Wild ramp deck probably. Sure. I agree with you on that. So we could get double the Borean Rootfather next turn, and then we're just super dead. So if he has Shard Rootfather, he gets to Periwinkle copies any card he plays that costs 5 or more. So he'll just like, we actually just said we can chump one of them, right? And then we're not technically dead. We're just mostly dead. He doesn't even need a Shard. He's got Cressida's activation. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Root Daddy's home, and he's drunk and he's angry. Oh, just I have. Okay, nope, just... Just I for 8 casually hit 4 things. I guess he technically, yeah. I guess this is about to be really good, right? Like, we just have 2 yesterday, so we really don't care what he eyes into. Yeah, I guess it's actually pretty good for us. Let me play this copy, and that sounds great. Am I dead on board? I'm gonna attack. This might be 3 free points of damage. Oh yeah, have all these cards back in your hand. Alright, he's got 7 resources. He could root at us this turn. Let's see what he plays out. Yep, there's the Borean Rootfather with speed. So we're taking 16 here. Tough. Really want to hit Eternal Youth here. This is Dad's last game, bud. Then we're gonna go get your brother and go get some dinner. It's unfortunate that we can't go for 3 next turn. Alright, another Ziggy. That really doesn't do anything. I think I'm just supposed to go Sight Elder here. Like, yesterday is just treading water. If he has another Root Father, he has another Root Father. So, if he doesn't have another Root Father or a burn, we could be okay here. If we draw a bunch of cards into an Eternal Youth next turn. So if he has another Root Father, we're dead. He just goes activate or this activate. Yeah, it's probably just dead. Alright, that's still not just dead. This fights us, it lets him attack through for free. Does he have a Root Dead to boot? No, that's fine. Probably definitely has another Root Dead now. So hopefully Elder hit Eternal Youth. That's the goal here. And then we're gonna find it next turn. That's the goal. Okay. Eternal Youth on top. Eternal Youth on top. Or Shard into Eternal Youth. Because the Shard will draw from the double landing pod site. So we're going to 2 here. Alright, how lucky are we? There's 4 of them in there. There are 4 of them in there. We've run so cold today. So cold. Oh. This is literally there are only 3 Ziggies in the deck, and this is literally the only card in the deck right now. I boarded out the 4th constant that wouldn't draw 2 cards from these Ladupause sites. Literally the only card in the deck that didn't draw cards to give us redraws for the Eternal Youth there. Well, I was planning on being done anyways, and yeah, I guess he could mess up. He probably just has another Arborean Root Father in his hand too. That's so super frustrating. He just plays the Arborean Root Father and we take 8. Or 16, sure. Sure, Mass probably would also be a brick there too, but like that I said this was the only card that didn't draw cards, which is correct. Which is 100% correct. We wanted to draw Eternal Youth or Shard into Eternal Youth. Like Shard would have been fine there because we would have drawn 2 off the Shard, and then if we bricked on the Eternal Youth still, we could have drawn 2 off of our champion ability. Did Declan go back to bed? All right, let's try and queue one more real quick. Jake found some trains. Declan's laying down. Try and end on a high note instead of a low, slightly unlucky note. Peace, Pendate. I'll be back Thursday. Hope to see you then. Ah, excellent. The burn deck versus our life gain deck. This matchup probably isn't even that good for us. This deck's really clunky. Especially when we mulligan to nothing. Maybe we'll just draw all Eternal Youths. I think we're transmogrifating this so it doesn't get damage off its resources. Turned his 2-1 into 2-1. Good beats. I guess there are a lot scarier things that could have been there, so I shouldn't complain. We'd be taking a lot of damage this turn if we hadn't transmog that dork. Focus into a free focus. I guess I'll take a resource over a Mass Polydinger that I'm not playing for a minimum of 4 more turns. Super dead to Whirling Brutalizer here. Probably super dead regardless. That does something, kinda, not really. It's funny that our life gain combo deck can't beat the burn deck. Yeah, I shouldn't have set my rank on fire playing 2 matches with this. They've got some time, right? Yeah, it did. Alright. Alright, so Dingler and Yesterday are bad. Eternal Youth is fine. Solitary Exile's fine. Total Trump's fine. Meek is fine. Seagull can block. Deathless Guardian's great. Transmogrifate isn't great. Like, we still have to kill the things he's doing. Don't need the Chronic Madness in this matchup. Cut out a Ziggy. Yeah. I'm sure I should have waited to play the Yesterday. It really didn't matter. It's more if we could, like, probabilistically decided what every decision was, and it's just like by flipping coins or whatever, and it just would have died. Every permutation ended it the same way of that last game. So Immortal's Flock basically says pay 2, they discard a burn spell. And I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, like, unless it's getting Burning Tendrils, it basically says pay 2, discard a burn spell. So I guess he could have Cleave In. If he has Cleave In post board, we will cut the Flock. Hi. probably solitary exiling that pawn. I'm going to leave this guy back to chump a possible Whirling Brutalizer this turn. Another one of those, sure. Doesn't have a third resource, that's good for us. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time to Eternal Youth now before I play this Thunderfield Elder out, because again, I want the maximum chance to have this go on to an Eternal Youth, because ideally we want to be Prophesizing Either. And now I'm definitely leaving both of these back, because I want to be able to double block and trade with a Whirling Brutalizer. Hey! Play this, hopefully find an Eternal Youth. The illusion of choice, as I like to say. At least they're getting to draw 2 cards in 2 turns, and opponent's draw appears to be just clunky enough. That is fine. And comes in Dead Slap. Nope, you don't want to send Dead Slap? Yeah, I know, Dad lied. This is the actual last one. You were watching your show. I thought you were fine. There still aren't Doritos upstairs. I don't know if you remember that far back, but you were pretty upset. Deathless Guardian offsets his champion ability, which is nice. We've got a super action coming up. That's what I think I'm gonna refer to it as when we get Thunderfields on the same one. Just refer to it as a super action. Yodel, burn my guy. Yep. All right. Hopefully we find that super action this turn. Otherwise we might die. If we find a resource too, that could be back, so we get to draw 2. Ooh, a super action. It's a shame none of his things are attacking. Alright, free focus. Eternal Youth. Eternal Youth. Did you walk into the wall? Oh, you walked into the wall? That wasn't very smart. Kids are so strange. Am I dead? He's got 2. This is 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're dead to Shard Burn here. Whirling Brutalizer also dead to... No, we're not dead to that, right? I guess we could be dead to this trigger, right? Yeah, because this is going to put us to 3. We have to win this coin flip. Oh, I don't have to be dead to this. Okay, so I'm just going to target this twice and then hope to find Eternal Youth here. Yeah, okay. So we have Eternal Youth, so there's 0. Oh, this just draws cards. Okay, yeah. I thought that had a copy on it. It did not, though. Okay, sweet. So we're just going to take 2 here. Because when this dies, there's a 50% chance that... Come on, Eternal Youth. Alright. for that one. Flock of Seagulls gets to bounce off of that nicely. I should have played this first, because if I would have hit another Eternal Youth, I'd like to play it. Solitary Exile, that's fine. Jeez, are we doing it, fam? Are we doing it, fam? No, Ziggy only makes things cheaper that already exist. This creates new Oracle songs. That's rude. I'm glad I have this Solitary Exile in my hand. Deal me... God, Mind's Pyre? You're so good against the decks of the draw cards. I guess he's not great against the... I guess he's potentially not great against the... What's it called deck? The, Alright, need to find Eternal Youth on our top 3 cards. 4 cards, this draws a card too. Alright, 2 more looks. Are we young or are we dead? Those are the options here. Up, up, redraws, redraws. That's so sad. GG's opponent. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If you missed any of today's stream, there's a link to my YouTube channel below. You can check out a bunch of old content on there, archived and organized. I'm going to get these archives sorted and uploading here after I get the kids changed and fed. So, thanks for hanging out. I'll be back on Thursday afternoon with more Hex CCG, and I'll be live tomorrow night with some live paper magic testing. Peace, folks.